Hello everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you've had a fantastic week. I'm finishing up the week doing some analysis and recapping, and I wanted to do two trade recaps. I got a little bit of time here, so I wanted to do two extra trade recaps. These were kind of day trades off some higher time frame analysis, which I mean they have the potential to be swing trades. So I got my entries, and I took some partial profits, and they're both risk free at this time. So we're just going to go into next week to see what happens, see where the market opens. So we'll just play it by ear and see. But the first one here is the USD Chief Swiss franc. I got my analysis here on the weekly chart. Let's take a look at it here. I have a level from, you're not going to believe this, 2009, 99.05. You can see that spike down there, and then huge spike, huge move up off of that level. So you can see it's support, resistance, it kind of was tested there, and then all in through here, it's been, support, resistance, 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 all in through here, support, support. Lot of action around that 99 level. So looking at the more recent price action, you can see pop, pop, double top, break below, close below the neckline. Sorry, I'm not a rapper, but you got a double top neckline. Tried to push down below. I don't think really ever got any follow through here. Maybe this candle here closed below this wick, but these candles definitely did. So that to me, I've been looking short ever since I did this analysis, and I literally did this analysis on this weekly chart probably back in February, and I've just slowly been waiting to see where the most confluence is, and that pretty much tagged this week. If we take the high to the low there, we got some of those Fibonacci levels. We got the 50% right there, and today, or the past couple days or whatever, the 61.8 was tagged, and that lined up nicely with some higher time frame analysis. You got a big kind of supply zone here, that huge weekly level. We got this downtrend line. It's looking juicy, even though price has broken above it, broken above this trend line. I wouldn't be surprised to see the market open, perhaps back below this trend line, and then do some kind of retest and then dump. That's just my advice, personal opinion. It may go back up. It hasn't really tested these levels, on the higher time frames. It's just essentially touched it and then dumped so far, and not a huge dump. I was kind of disheartened with the follow through. So, this may be a break, retest, which is why I took half my position off here. Even though these are higher time frame levels, I use common sense. There's a perfectly good opportunity for a break, retest, and then a continuation move here. This thing's just been on a hellacious uptrend, right? And we got the $1 even handle level. They say that those are like magnets, so it may want to retest the top of this here. So who knows, right? This was 30 pips off of this little trade. It was a day trade. You can see my entry didn't quite get that initial entry. We kind of, if you want to call this a double top, I don't know, it didn't bounce off these levels too much. What I would like to see is, oh sorry, this is a 15-minute chart. This is actually my entry chart. You can see my entry right here, and this blue line is where I entered. So I would like to see maybe a retrace back up, retest these levels, maybe double top like USDCAD did, and then maybe break back below and then retest, kind of the bottom side of this trend line, maybe this more major trend line, maybe kind of open on Sunday, quick retest, dump, break, and then move down, something like that. That would be nice. So let's see here. Let's do the analysis here. You can see this last kind of little trend line here that price was following was broken and retested, and so once we found that bottom, I fibbed just this little high to low, and that lined up nicely. Keep in mind this line here, this yellow line at 99.05 is that weekly level that I had marked from 2009. So that's all that is happening kind of right around here. And then this is the daily, or that huge, if you go back out to the weekly chart, that's the 61.8 fib retracement there. So that is, those are key levels there, all within 10 pips of one another. The key weekly level, then the big fib level, and you can see how perfect these are. Sorry, I'm getting getting some messages. Okay. Sorry, I gotta wrap this up. I gotta go put a couple of toddlers to bed because they're not listening to their mother. So, all right, let me finish this up. So that was USDCHF, 30 pips off my entry right there. USDCAD, let me get that going here. So weekly analysis again. This is a strong impulsive move. We got that 50% fib retracement. Nice supply zone established. Supply demand zone, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of acted as a demand back here and supply here once it was kind of broken here and retested. Quick kind of wishy-washy business here, reach for the levels, whatever you want to call it, false breakout. But anyways, we've traded back down and come back up to that those levels there on the daily chart. So that's the red line is the 50% fib retracement for that weekly impulsive move, and this high to low has a 61.8 fib retracement right in here. Same type of situation, and this one I do like because we had a nice dump off the levels. This was about a 70 pip move, and then so this is kind of a valid double top for me. The other one on the 15-minute, it did double top, but I'm sure if you look at the 15-minute chart on here, we get those kind of little double top situations here as well. But you can see price usually gets a nice move away, and then one last ditch effort comes back. But anyways, 15-minute chart was my entry here because I missed both these trades, both these levels. But I was able to kind of hone an entry there, and so we got this last little ditch trend line here to hold price on its uptrend, at least for the short time being. That was broken. You can see, same type of situation over here. Once this was broken, once this was broken, we had that retest and then move down. Kind of crazy. It's not uncommon, around these huge, important key levels to get some really crazy like wick movements and whatnot. A lot of orders being exchanged in and around here, but that may have been some news announcement or whatnot. 5 o'clock, that was, I think, some kind of around the closure, the New York close is kind of some craziness. But anyways, little quick high to low, we get some nice little small time fib retracements lining up right around those higher time frames. Those are nice. Nice little extra confluence on addition to the huge weekly levels that I have there. So this was my entry at the blue line right here. I entered right in here. This was right at 8:30 or right before 8:30, so the spreads were kind of starting to wide with some of the expected volatility increase. So I actually clicked the button as price was up here in these wicks, but it filled me way down here. I mean, that's trading for you. And Owanda, I notice, has those wider wider spreads sometimes. I took profit as price was took 50 pips off, I think at 31. So my entry down to, sorry, my little thing's in the way. 50 pips, 31, 28.31. So right at 50 pips is I took profit. And you can see nice little bounce coming off that fib, what's that, the daily fib, 50%. There's also kind of a little range, looks like it for me, so it might be a last ditch effort or just a continuation up, who knows. But I got 50 pips on this, 30 on the other, so that was 80 pips plus the GJ trade sitting about on this account 212 pips. That was a fantastic week. Those were 3 trades that I took this week. If you have any questions, let me know. Like, subscribe, share. Keep trading. Stay motivated. God bless.